In last night's Game 5 against the Pacers, Jalen Brunson had a 44-point masterpiece while dicing up Indiana's blitzes and pick-and-roll coverages. So let's review. In this first clip, pay attention to how Indiana is opting to defend these really high ball screens being set by Isaiah Hartenstein. Miles Turner is playing pretty high up to the level of the screen, but notably they're not hedging, and Aaron Nesmith is trying to go over. I think that this slow double, especially as it comes after this ball screen, is not great for the Pacers, especially when you have to deal with Brunson going downhill. He's relatively slow to this double team, and once you have Brunson going downhill with momentum, it's pretty difficult for any of these defenders to contain him in space. In this second clip, the Knicks are going to go into a set of staggered screens, first set by McBride and then by Isaiah Hartenstein. The issue here, though, comes with Tyrese Haliburton. Watch him gamble right here on this steal. What happens when you gamble on this steal is that you're automatically going to be behind Brunson, especially if you don't get the steal, which forces your defense to collapse. TJ McConnell is going to have to rotate, which means that a bunch of Knicks players will be open. Deuce McBride will be open. Isaiah Hartenstein could be open on the roll. If Obi Toppin has to help here, then Josh Hart is open on the corner. And on top of that, you're putting TJ McConnell in a extremely disadvantageous position with Brunson going downhill with no pressure from the backside as Haliburton has to recover onto Deuce McBride. And that's a really easy bucket for Jalen Brunson. In this clip, let's watch how Brunson dices up this drop coverage. Hartenstein's going to set this really high ball screen. Miles Turner is several steps behind the ball screen in drop coverage. And it's worth noting that the Pacers here, so far this game, haven't really been icing these screens, meaning that they're not forcing Brunson to go middle, denying him the screen usage and funneling him into help. Instead, they're opting to try and fight over these screens, but Brunson is a master manipulator of this. He actually just crosses Ben Shepherd and has an open three because Miles Turner is in drop coverage. In this possession, the Pacers are going to try a hedge and recover, meaning that Haliburton, who is Deuce McBride's man, is going to come up pretty high on this ball screen that he's trying to set, while Nesmith tries to deny this pocket pass and temporarily takes Deuce McBride. However, they're way too lackadaisical about it, and Brunson makes a really good read out of that hedge and recover, and McBride makes a wide open three. And the Pacers just have to be a lot more disciplined and faster on these schemes if they're going to try and run hedge and recover, or if they're going to blitz. They have to come faster, but in this game, they don't do that, which is why Brunson gets a lot of good opportunities. In this possession, it's another hedge and recover. Again, Haliburton on Deuce McBride. This time it's Nembhard on Brunson. This first ball screen that McBride is going to try and set, watch how Haliburton comes high and doesn't allow Jalen Brunson to come downhill off this ball screen, all while Nembhard prevents an easy pass to Deuce McBride. So that's the first denial. But then watch again, Deuce McBride is going to come back, set another ball screen, and this time Haliburton comes out really far on this hedge. The issue is that he's not only coming out too far, but he's essentially planting his feet right here, which allows Brunson to absolutely cook. There's way too much space given in this area, which allows him to split the defense and go downhill into this really easy floater. This is an example of a really slow double. In this possession, the Pacers are opting to double Jalen Brunson. The issue is that if you're going to be this aggressive, this close to the three-point line with a double, you need to prevent any passes out of this. But Nesmith is far too slow. He doesn't quite come out far enough to prevent this pass, which means that not only is he slow and late, but Deuce McBride is wide open from the three-point line. Now he's pretty far back. Give him some credit there, but that's just a shot that you can't allow to happen, especially if you're going to play these aggressive blitzes. This final clip is a really good example of how Brunson was making really quick reads last night against the Pacers, who are also doubling quite slowly. Ben Shepherd is going to recognize that he needs to blitz right here, but unfortunately, as soon as Jalen Brunson is aware that this double team is coming, he's already passed out to Precious Chichua, who's in the top of the key, before Ben Shepherd actually gets set to make this double and make this pass difficult. And as soon as he makes this, we're already on a 4-on-3 on the backside with the defense in rotation. Look at how Neesmith is already moving in this direction as soon as Achua gets the ball, which leaves Alec Burks, who was really hot last night, wide open for 3. So while Indiana outgunned the Knicks in Game 4, it seems like Tom Thibodeau and the Knicks have found an answer by not only exploiting the Pacers' weak individual defenders, but also running them through endless high ball screens and staggered screens, which make it really difficult for them to defend in space.